4, including Turbo Reef, filling out the starting gate. Let's check out the Honda starting lineup right now. You saw James Stewart, Eric Sorby. That's an interesting story by, once again, Pro Circuit. He has just come over from France, has signed to start an American U.S. Supercross career. Thanks to David Villeman, who gave Mitch Payton a call. Mitch Payton, his forces depleted from injuries.
He's had a tough time, but he goes ahead and scoops up Sorby, and from what I saw in practice, he looked pretty solid. He looked good in his heat race. His Matt Walker 68 is pretty far to the outside. That's because he had to come out of last chance qualifier. And Stewart limped to his bike. He is really favoring that right foot, but tonight he's just a little bit lucky. He's got 8 left-hand turns and only 4 right-hand turns.
Board sideways. We're almost set to go with the 125 main event. And we're off and running in Houston. Shot against Sorby. The freshman gets his first whole shot in his 31st main event in America. He's 22 years old, out of Marseille. And the big pileup. James Stewart involved. Aliff involved.
That had to be so painful for James to kickstart that bike with his right foot broken. After watching him limp to the line and having to see him start that bike, he looked angry, Art. He was shaking his head like, come on, guys. Let's take another look and see what happened. He got a terrible jump off the gate, went into the corner last. And so, you know, if there's any problems, you're going to get caught up in it. Josh Woods, number 62, goes down right in front of Stewart, over the bars. He looks at Josh like, come on, man, can't you guys ride around the corner without falling down? So now his problems have gotten worse. He's got to come from last.
Casey Lytle of Racer's Edge also involved in that pile-up as the battle out front continues now. And number 917, Sorby, who hasn't raced in quite a while. He's a former French 250 champion and a European 125 champion. He's been hold on endurance-wise against these fine American riders.
I was talking to him a little bit today, and he seems very confident. You know, I asked him how he felt. He said, "Oh, good." You know, and I talked to
Chris Gosler down. Gosler, one of the fastest riders on the track, has got a lot of room to make up now. Danny Smith, number 37 of the Suzuki. He gets cut off by Matt Walker. Walker, number 68, also of Pro Circuit. Remember, he just came off winning that LCQ, David.
The adrenaline is still pumping, and he jumps right into second place. Now, I would like to be next to Mitch Payton right now. He's had a tough season. All his guys getting injured, but it's looking good now. The only 2 guys he has here running first and second, which is beautiful.
Could this be the first Pro Circuit win of the year in the 125? Webcast. You can hear these races live. ESPN.com, the keyword Supercross. Check it out.
You see how far behind Stewart was, going at the tail end of the pack. Just behind Gosler. So the 2 fastest riders so far, they went 1-2 in their heat race. They're going to have to come from last. They got the speed to catch these guys. I don't know if Stewart can do it with that foot, but Gosler's got the speed to do it.
39, David Pingree. There's 68 Walker. He's starting to hound his teammate now, looking for opportunity for a pass.
You see Sorby looking over in the air. Just check it out. Make sure he still had enough room to go wide.
Where the bar to go through the whoops. Walker very fast through the whoops. Sorby hasn't had that experience in Supercross, but he's got great timing. Who's going to come out of this one in front? Matt Walker takes the lead. This could be his first lead ever in a 125 race.
Yeah, I don't recall him leading anything before. He's been up front, but not in the 125 main event. And he didn't get there by luck. He had to work his way up into his position. He looked solid. And Danny Smith, Preston, those guys are right there. Tedesco is in position. So the win's up for grabs amongst about the first 5 or 6. It seems like those 2 flip-fire riders, they got this handled.
What is wild is Mitch Payton. These are last-minute signees. Number 68, Matt Walker, signed just before the season started when it was determined that James Stewart would not be on the support Kawasaki team of Pro Circuit, but would be under the Big Tent. That's the Chevy Trucks Kawasaki factory team. And that left the spot open for number 68, Matt Walker, who last time I saw him in Europe, he was still looking for a job.
Stewart running way back in the pack. He's behind Turbo Reef right there, 333. You see him look over to his left. Okay, still got to pass all those guys. All
kinds of surprises already here in the early going of our 125 main. Matt Walker and Sorby out in front with Danny Smith. Welcome back to 125 action from the Astrodome. All kinds of surprises in the early going. Number 917, Eric Sorby from France in second place to his teammate Matt Walker, who has started to pull away. And Danny Smith now going, rubbing a little plastic this time with Sorby, but it doesn't seem to bother the Frenchman.
Now, Sorby looks around a lot, so it looks like he's nervous, but I don't think it's a nervous look like he's worried about what's going on back there. He's just going, okay, can I go wide here and use the line I want, or am I going to get blocked past?
Danny Smith, just when you think he's reached a platform for championship success, injuries have taken away his chances in almost every season I can recall him riding.
Yeah, it's been too bad. I really think that he's got the talent to get up and do much better, but it's hard to do that when you keep getting injured and have to keep making comebacks. It just puts a huge dent in your confidence every time. You know who's just being patient back there, Art, this whole time, watching all this unfold is Preston.
Travis Preston, number 29. You'll see him come into the picture a little bit later as we follow Sorby around and through the whoops. Fishtailing right at the end of the whoops. Dangerous section right there. And Danny Smith goes wide. Now, Smith here last year did not race in Houston. He broke a bone around Titus practice track after posting 3 podiums in 4 races. That's what I meant by every time he gets going real well, something usually happens to him.
Good look at the lead.
Here's the Honda stopwatch, and we're clocking Walker and Stewart. That's the differentiation between the two, the last lap and this lap.
Well, losing 2 seconds just basically because he's back there in traffic. He's trying to make something happen, but every time he looks like he has a run or something, he's got to go slow through the corner and follow somebody. And it's hard when you're that much faster than some of the other riders to ride through the pack and maintain a fast pace. So you see there's nobody around Walker right now. He's able to ride just the way he wants.
Walker riding well. Let's check in trackside with Davey Combs.
Jeremy, can you tell how James is when he comes by? Is he giving you any signals?
He's not really giving any signals, but, you know, he told me he's going to come out here and give it everything he's got. And it's just, you know, he got a bad start. He fell down. It's been rough out there, but I know he's going to give everything he can. And obviously, he's out there working as hard as he can right now, and that's what we can do.
Beautiful run through the whoops that time. You know, I've talked with Jeremy before about when he was wrenching for John Dowd, and you know, Stewart reminds me of John Dowd. It's that regardless of what place he's in or what problems he may be having, he's going to give it everything he's got. With a mechanic, you can't be disappointed no matter what the result when the guy tries that hard.
I'm a little surprised Matt Walker's been able to take away from the field 6.1 seconds. He rode in the 125 East last year for Planet Honda. His best last year was really in his home track, Atlanta, Georgia, where he got a 5th. He also won the LCQ before getting that 5th in Atlanta last year.
That seems to be good luck for him, and he's spent plenty of time in those things. He's actually missed the main event quite a few times. There was a little bit of a joke over there at the Pro Circuit truck of getting all those number 1 plates on the door, maybe putting a RaceRex gas card up there. I didn't think that was too funny, but it has been a struggle for Walker, and everybody knows he's got the speed to do what he's doing right now. He just has had some bad luck and bad starts. Here with the opportunity, he's taking advantage of it. And the fact that he's able to pull away right now, it really leads me to believe that that battle for second is a little bit of a defensive battle, and it's taking those guys about a second a lap longer to get things taken care of because of all this that's going on.
There's Sorby, and he's fending off all kinds of opposition. Number 69, Andrew Short out of Colorado Springs, Colorado on the Suzuki.
All kinds of jockeying up there on CE Mountain. And like I said, Preston just being patient. Now Tedesco has joined the battle right behind Preston. Here comes another block pass. Smith that time, he doesn't go in there and really stick it to Short. He just got the pass and gassed it right back out of there. So as long as you're doing passes like that, the pace continues fast and they have a chance to stay with Walker.
All these riders about the same speed. It's really created an interesting freight train. But Sorby, I feel badly if I ever question his endurance.
Yeah, he's looking solid right here.
Here comes Preston on the outside of the whoops. Look out. Preston looks back and to see if he's going to get a block pass. But Danny Smith didn't put it to him. Danny instead choosing to go bar to bar with him.
Smart by Preston right there to stay on the inside line, because Danny Smith was taking a look at him. Preston would have gone wide to double those first two. That would have been another block pass. He's had a tough time trying to get his way up, but he's been patient. He's waited for the right time. It looks like he's into third for good now. Go to work on Sorby, who looks back to go, okay, now who's battling with me? It's a different guy. You have to know, because these guys all ride a little bit different. Some more aggressive than others.
Sorby's 22 years old. His parents got him a mini bike at 5 years old, and he took third in his first race and got all hepped up about it, he said. And he ended up winning the mini championship that year.
You know, I talked to Payton. Maybe you should put some mirrors on the handlebars of Sorby. He won't have to look around so much. See if he does it again right here. Yeah? All right, Mitch. Mirrors.
Instead of pulling the tear-offs, he looks back.
Look at them. He gets a little squirrely that time, but Preston's been going faster than anybody through the whoops. Matt Walker looking pretty good out front, but I don't think he's got the sheer speed to that whoop section that Preston does.
Well, and Sorby, that's one of his weaker spots on the track. That's what might really prove interesting here if Preston can get within a packed position. But out in front, oh, it's Matt Walker. Boy, does his heart have to be pounding big time right now. Can he win his very first professional Supercross here tonight at the Astrodome? If you're just tuning in, 125 action from Houston, Texas. James Stewart trying to recover from an early crash. Matt Walker, a surprise leader way out in front. And while we were away, number 29, Travis Preston, just passing the young Frenchman Eric Sorby for second place. Now, they are removed a little bit from the pack, and it'll be interesting to see if the Frenchman has the endurance to hold on to a podium position in his first American race.
Well, here's another look at the pass for the second place. I talked about Preston get through these whoops so much better than everyone else in the class, and of course Sorby doesn't have whoops in France this big. Pays the price right there as Preston gets around into second for good. Now that's going to be 22 points if he can stay there. And with Stewart clear back in ninth, so that's a big gap of points that he's going to make up. And going back to Anaheim, the last round, Stewart finishing 11th and Preston 5th. So these last two rounds, Preston's making up a lot of ground and tightening up his championship race.
Yes, earlier in the show when we were talking about the battle for second place and including Travis Preston in that lot, gosh, it looks like he wants a lot more. He'd like to challenge Stewart for the championship of this division.
Well, twice he's been in position to get a main event win right at the end. Been a little bit fortunate if he's in a position if Stewart has more problems. Now, he broke his foot in that second practice session, then crashed, then had to start the bike with that broken foot. So it just goes to show that although he's the fastest rider in the world on a 125, he's faster than most 250s, doesn't mean he's going to win the races. Preston is putting the pressure on him and forcing Stewart to have to be tough.
Chris Gassler at full strength. It showed you how he came back all the way from his going down earlier. He's already back to 6th place.
Yeah, an impressive ride. Both Stewart and Gosler, the fastest two riders in this class. But it just goes to show the fastest guys don't always win. It's going to be a good run for Gosler. A little bit better than what Stewart's having out here. But, of course, Stewart not 100% with that broken foot. Although, after he broke it, he went out and turned a 105 at the end of that practice session and still won his heat race.
He run with broken feet before, though. What about the time in between? Time for swelling, time for all kinds of mental situations to appear.
One more lap for Matt Walker. He's not having anything. The only thing that's going on in his head mentally is, yeah, I'm going to win my first 125 main if I can stay upright. But it was here last year that the leader, who had never been out front or won a Supercross before, Langston, tossed it away with a half a lap to go. And Preston was in second to scoop up the win. We got the same scenario here, so he's got to be careful on this last lap.
Failing to qualify in his last two main events, number 68 has a chance to secure his very first professional Supercross victory.
He's going to love the Astrodome from now on. Too bad this building isn't going to last much longer.
That's true.
Geez, they imploding these buildings. Atlanta Fulton County went, Seattle Kingdome went down, this one's going down. 3 of the venues I used to race in don't even exist anymore as soon as they knock this one down.
Matt Walker can feel it right now. Whoa, he slipped. So he won't be able to trick over the finish line jump, but that doesn't matter. This kid is as happy as you can get with his very first professional Supercross victory and the first win for Pro Circuit Kawasaki. The battle for third, Sorby. Sorry, I might have questioned endurance because he holds off Tedesco for the final podium spot.
You can see Gosler go across the finish line and make a little gesture with his head like, I had it. I thought I was going to win tonight. Here comes Walker. Now he gets to do a little styling. He is happy.
The guy who didn't have a job before the season started, signed late by Pro Circuit. Boy, what a happy moment for Todd Dunn and the entire technical crew of Pro Circuit as well.
This is going to change him. This is a breakthrough win. It's going to take his confidence level and his belief in himself to the next level. And he's going to be able to stay up there and ride and expect to be able to be on the podium more often and win more races.
Our Suzuki results page right now. Walker, Preston, and Sorby on the podium with Tedesco and Gosler. Gosler made it all the way back to 5th. That was an incredible ride. The big important one as far as the points are concerned, James Stewart finishing in 10th place. And that foot had to be pounding toward the end of the race day.
It hurts. It's going to hurt him now, but he's got a few weeks to recover. He was lucky that it was the brake foot. He didn't have to shift. And that most of the corners were left-handers. But still, a 10th place. He lost a lot of points.
It'll be interesting hearing from our young winner, Matt Walker, when we return to the Astrodome in Houston. Tonight's EA Sports Supercross has been brought to you by Suzuki, the reigning AMA 125 Eastern Region Supercross and FIM World 250 Motocross Champion. By Speed Stick, power of nature, for protection that smells good. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Surprise, surprise, Matt Walker wins his very first professional race, beating all the favorites here in the Astrodome. Let's go down to Davey Combs.
Matt, I think you just saved Mitch Payton's season.
You know what? This guy's put in more work than anybody in the stadium combined. And, you know, everybody it's all about every rider on there. You know, they treat everybody the same. And they gave me the opportunity at the last chance, Davey, and I capitalized on it. I had a rough 4 rounds, but I trained my butt off. And I just want to thank Shae Bentley for letting me ride this track. You know, everybody that's helped me along the way, I just want to say thanks. And hopefully this is the first of many more to come.
Great night.
Thank you. And I couldn't have done it without Racer X. You know, my picture's in Racer X. So.
Had to throw that in for Davey Combs, that's for sure. The Suzuki point standings now. We've got ourselves a point race.
We do. It's really getting tight. Got a feel for Stewart. Struggle this weekend. The guy was so fast after the practice sessions. Hard not to bet on him for the win.
Let's go to Davey.
Well, Travis, usually we're at this day and we have guys crash all over the place in front of you. Tonight, you just didn't get the start, and Walker didn't fall down.
Yeah, Walker got a great start. I actually got a good start, but I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. A lot of people got by me, but I pulled it back together and ended up doing all right.